Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm the Stretch Professor, and today we're going to be doing a coaching session for Adam. So, special thanks for the generous donation. If you'd like to donate for a coaching session yourself, just email me at thestratchprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind, or stop by the stream. We stream every night on YouTube, starting around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually go till about 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Very friendly, chill community. We'd love to have you. And if you want to watch more coaching sessions, then I'll have a playlist linked in the description as well. There are over 215 coaching sessions you can click through. And if you do want to get one of those coaching sessions, it's just $25 for non-channel members and just $20 if you are a channel member. Okay. Let's see. So doing the Halo Blades Kraken build. All right. And speed this up a little bit. It's wise not to invade. They have more CC than you, so I think that was a little dangerous just to randomly go over there and just search for a ward, especially because she's going to be pathing top anyways, so does it even matter if that's warded too much? I mean, that's more of a Shyvana thing there. I would have waited until she was going to gank to use that sweeper, unless like 100% you saw them ward raptors or something. Yeah, just walking out there is kind of dangerous because they could have all just been sitting in the pixel bush or something, so there's really just no reason to take that risk. Okay, now we did a video with Adam earlier. The previous video on the list was also with Adam playing Tristana, so as I talked about in the beginning of that video, you kind of have to read what your support's doing, and she's not doing a lot so far. She might walk up. Hopefully she'll just like use her Q and auto attack, but you know, you kind of have to adjust your play based on what your support's doing, and she looks like she's playing really passively, so you gotta be careful with that. Did you not level up your W? Huh. I would have taken W level 2. I guess maybe you took the Q, but I would almost certainly. Oh, you did take the W. Okay, when did you use it? Or were you out of mana or something? I was so confused because I didn't see the W. Maybe I'm just blind. So if she's gonna jump on you, like we talked about in the last video, you can W like right there and buffer it. You have mana, right? Yeah, I don't understand. Or like right there, you could have W'd also. So I would have either W'd aggressively to go after, because your W resets when it explodes. So I think you could have just killed the center right there. Especially like you already had your heal, right? So as soon as she comes on here, okay, you drop the bomb, you start attacking, you have heal, just jump on her right there. It resets, you get a second jump, and then that. I mean, that might be a little aggressive considering how passive Sona was playing right there, but it was close. I mean, Senna, you're going to do more damage than Senna early off of a double jump. But either way, I think you could have jumped back defensively with your W, because remember, you can buffer it. Like, right when she's about to hook onto you, if you just press W, you can jump out of that. But you could even jump out, even if you don't buffer it, instead of just auto-attacking the Senna there, you could have just jumped away, or jumped on the Leona. You know, just jumped partially away. But I would have used the jump somewhere in there. Oh, Sona also has heal. That's a little awkward. I just noticed that. If you see that in champion select, if you have an enchanter who's going to take heal, especially against Leona, you might consider cleanse. Although again, if you can master that buffering with the W, I don't think you'll need cleanse on Tristana, but you could also take something like barrier, or you know, if you think you're really going to snowball hard, you could take exhaust or ignite. But I would take something other than heal if you see that she's going to take heal, because it just gets really awkward if you both use it in a fight. You lose a lot of effectiveness out of it. So I would take some other summoner. Well, the good news is you're not that far behind. You still have Longsword and Dagger. Go ahead and speed this up a little bit there. You're on par with the Senna. Senna actually has Cole, so you might actually be up a little bit in combat effectiveness right now, even though she has the assist. There you go. Okay, so you got your buffer off on that one. Yeah, Fiddlesticks is there. It's pushing towards you, so I think you can wait. Fiddle's not 6 yet, so they probably won't dive you. I probably would not go for this. Yeah, you're just losing too many minions. It's just not worth. And you know their jungler's there too, so you don't want to overchase. So yeah, if you have too many minions stacked up there, just ping the people off. So many people just don't understand that, like, it's not worth the risk to go for a gank a lot of the times if there's that much at the tower that you're gonna miss. It's not only gold, it's a lot of experience, so. You really need a ward at least over this wall or like over here, because Fiddlesticks could hit 6 soon. That's unfortunate. And this Sona's playing really passively, so it's hard to do anything. I think y'all, if the Sona was playing more aggressively, I think y'all could be pushing this lane and kind of dominating this lane a little bit harder. You know, the Leona does make it kind of rough. The chain CC is kind of rough. But yeah, I guess you're just kind of in farm off mode for a little bit here. We'll go ahead and speed up some. Why'd y'all walk her? How much gold are you sitting on? 1,500. Might just, if you can push this all the way in, don't let them freeze this. They're gonna try to freeze you out here. This is so dangerous because Fiddlesticks can like come over this wall or something. You guys, you need to like hard push this in probably. You can't use bombs or anything on it. Okay, Fiddlesticks is top, but Leona's 6. Sona's playing so far back, she's actually zoned herself out of experience, so she's not 6 yet. Yeah, I guess just take it back here. They're gonna freeze you out. Like you guys should have hard pushed that in earlier and not let them freeze. Like when Shyvana was here, you should have asked the Shyvana to help you just zone them off, push that in, and that way you get a preferable back timing at least, so you're doing something with that gank instead of just nothing. Okay, you had to buffer that or ult them back. You have your ult, right? Just ult the... I would have ulted the Leona back, like, so you can either buffer her E with your W to jump out of it, or you could R her E, I believe, and blow her off after she touches you with the... If she touches you first with the E and then you R her, I think it knocks her off of you. I'm like 99% sure it does. I know you can buffer the E. Or even after she completes the combo, just knock the gen back with your R and just jump away after that. But yeah, I would have R'd somewhere in there. Okay, Leona's got mobility boots. I don't know if you can see that yet, but they're going to start getting real aggressive with you, so you got to be careful here. And as soon as you see that, like, try to ping that for your team, too, so that they know that Leona's probably going to roam. And just do the best you can to get wards down. Okay, there you go. Nice. Good ult. Don't know where Fiddle is, so be careful. At least I don't know where he is. I may have... Maybe you saw him on the map and I didn't, but...
Turret plating will soon fall.
Let me go back and... Like, what? Let me see what happened here again. Sorry, my daughter was doing something in the other room. Distracted. Okay. So she just gets binded there. Do you have... You don't have your ult. Okay, you've got heal. You could heal that right there. Okay, you did. Alright. Yeah, you wait way too long to jump there. No, just give it up. Like, the play's dead at that point. As soon as Shyvana dies, I think sticking around to see, you know, what can happen there, maybe. But, like, as soon as Shyvana dies, I think you gotta just jump out of there immediately. It's questionable. Okay. It's questionable whether you should even stay and try to defend that tower at that point. I think if Shyvana doesn't get caught, maybe you can. But, and then I guess you can stick it out and see if you can kill her or not, you know, but I think that, like I said, once again, once she falls, you need to just W out immediately, because Especially because you were like basically in melee range with them. Yeah, I would have jumped ship on that a lot faster. This is getting kind of brutal. Oh no. Yeah. Got kind of baited into yellow Q there. Now, you just got to keep track of Shin too. I know it's a lot to keep track of, but if you haven't seen him teleport anywhere on the map, you got to remember that he's there. If they have like a Shin or a TF or a Galio, like it sucks to have to deal with that. But or even if they just have like a teleport target around, you got to always be sort of aware that that could happen. So that's gonna make it very difficult to deal with Senna. She just got like so many kills. So unless you get like the perfect engage maybe off of Sona, it's gonna be really, really difficult to beat her now. Although, I mean, she's not that far ahead on items, honestly. She's got Rage Knife and Cloak. So those matter, but I don't know. You might be able to beat her in some situations, but it's gonna be really difficult. Okay. She got the shutdown. Alright, nice. Okay, yeah. Keep jumping. And get dragon. Drag, drag, drag. Drag, drag. Yeah. Well, that was a really good miracle fight there. Okay, good. You got a couple of those. Oh, excuse me. Alright, yeah, you gotta get out of there soon, I think. Fiddle could come over the wall. Who all's middle? Okay, Galio's middle. Okay. Storm Razor next. Okay, so you need to try to work. You have a control ward? Try to get those control wards if you can. I don't know how much gold did you have? Yeah, you had enough. You got to get the control wards. Super important. If you're just ever leaving base with like 75 or more gold and you have an inventory slot, you got to get control wards. So alright, this is going to be down in like a minute or something, so try to get control words. Like, put one here, and just see if you can, like, get an advantaged fight around Baron, and then that way you guys get Baron if you win the fight. So, you got to play around vision, though. Okay, you got that, but I think that's too far out of position. We talked about this in the earlier video too, the first one. I think it's a really bad idea to jump forward a lot of times in team fights with Tristana. You just got to hang in the back and just auto attack whatever's closest to you. even if you can clean someone up, sometimes it's really difficult to jump forward because you could just get chain CC'd and die. Like, you have no vision of this bush, which becomes a big deal in this fight. Yeah, and just being aware of the Shen and the Galio factor also, just that they can come in almost out of nowhere. So now if they're smart, they're going to do Baron. And fortunately, they're not. So, I mean, I guess they do have Rift. They're basically choosing to get 2 towers plus inhibitor. I still would have gone Baron there if I was them. Unless that Rift was, like, absolutely going to expire, you know, within the next 30 seconds, I would have done Baron. Yeah, you gotta watch that spacing. Hang out max range, just keep attacking if anyone comes close to you. And then blow them back. Where's that all? 2 are dead. Yeah, I think you're right. You guys probably could be doing Baron right now. They shouldn't have their Galio or their Shen ults back up yet. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Okay, so they screwed up. And that's another reason they should do Baron, is because that resource is off the map. So if, like, they did Baron and then they lost the fight, then you guys wouldn't be able to get Baron. So just give them Dragon. They're gonna trade you Dragon for it. I don't think you're gonna be able to get both. Nasus is top. Nasus is giving up on it. It's gonna be a 4v5 if y'all come down here, and you're walking into Fiddlesticks ult potentially. You don't have vision. I would just give this Dragon. I think it's a bad idea. Maybe it ends up well for you guys, but I think it's too greedy. She just hints. Just run. Stay max range. Yeah, just bail. Yeah. Bad idea. How did he die? Who did he die to top? Oh, Fiddle ult. Yeah. I would have just pressured mid right there, because you have vision sort of around mid. So I would have just pushed up middle and let Nasus push top. And if they do Dragon, fine. You just trade Drag for 2 tier 1s. Tier 1 and tier 2 top. I just don't think that you can go walk into their vision when you don't know where Fiddlesticks is. And there's like a 99% chance they're, you know, already set up there. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's second Dragon. Yes, it'd be nice to get the Dragon, but sometimes you just gotta accept a trade. Sorry, my hair is looking kind of wild right there. Sometimes you just gotta accept a trade. Just say, you know what, we traded Dragon for Baron, and just, you know, give them the other part of the bargain. And not be too greedy. It's kind of dangerous face checking this. We don't know where wards are. We don't know where Fiddlesticks is. You gotta always be so careful, because if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Fiddlesticks can just punish that so hard. Shen ult. The Galio ult. I don't know. You're pushing bottom. I think you're too far bottom. I think Fiddlesticks is going to come over this wall or something here in a little bit. Galio's there. You do still have Baron, but... Alright, they're coming for you now. It's basically a suicide mission. Potentially. And getting a tier 2 for your death. I mean, if you can get a tier 3... Is their Fiddlesticks just AFK or what? Like... There's the Shen ult. Well, I guess it's working out. I think it was like... Okay, there's Fiddle. He's in the middle. Okay. I mean, it worked out. I think that was super risky, not knowing where Fiddle was. Unless you saw him on the map, once again, and I didn't. Which, I didn't see him for a long time. I was sitting there looking for him. I think that was probably too risky, but... You know, at the same time... Yeah, there you go. Blow him back. Fiddle's probably going to cut you off. You might be able to get away. But at the same time, you know, if you died there, at least they can't really take much from you, I suppose. You know, if they... But it might just take just Fiddlesticks to kill you, and then the rest of the people can go in and take Inhibitor or something, so... It was really risky. Excuse me. But I suppose it paid off in that circumstance. Okay, just stay on Leona. Don't chase Fiddle. Yeah, just hit whatever's closest to you. Nah, I think it's... Might have been a little close to Senna. Let me see the end of that positioning there. Yeah, I probably would have stayed back and just tried to poke at the Leona if you can, and then wait on the Senna to hit Nasus a couple of times and then go for the Senna. I don't know. It's a tough call. You know, if you did get like maybe 1 or 2 more crits, then maybe you could have pulled that off. I work on the farm too. In the other video, I think you were down 40 or 50 farm also. So just, you know, just try to find places where you can get some farm. You know, work on that last hitting a little bit in lane. Just get the timing right on the explosive shots. And then anytime you can, if you can get like the enemy Gromp or enemy Raptors or, you know, just wherever. Or if like your jungler's on the other side of the map, if you can get golems. You know, all of these things can add up. Like Shyvana just walked right past these golems. Well, we know Galio's not there. Like, Nasus does not have TP, so that's bad news. That you don't have a split pusher with TP. I don't know why he's over there, especially like trying to freeze. He needs to be over here for this dragon. You know what I would do? I would give him the dragon right here, right now, and go get Baron. I would just ping back and just go get Baron. I think you should have done that earlier. It's like if you're reading through the tea leaves here, just reading ahead, you know, at 45 seconds. As soon as Nasus goes top, you see Baron is spawning also. I don't have the timer on it, but you see Baron spawning in a moment also. I would probably just give this up, just push up middle, just get this tower, and then go rotate over towards Baron. And then they will collapse on this, and they'll assume you're going for Dragon. They'll go for Drag. Then you can trade Dragon for Baron. Because I don't think there's any way you can do this Dragon right now without Nasus. And now they have priority again in middle. Or at least they're not threatened in middle. Yeah, you could be doing Baron right now and just trade the third Dragon for Baron instead of opting into this 5v4. You can also go kill Fiddlesticks. You see him walking right here. Like, but the problem is they have Shen and Galio to jump on him. They're just going to have the Dragon by the time Nasus shows up. So yeah, that's a big mistake with Nasus, but she's just going to int for it. Okay, so y'all are probably going to get slaughtered, and then they're going to get Baron also. Yeah, so again, just thinking about the trading, just saying, okay, there's no way we're going to be able to get this dragon because Nasus went top, and that's it. I'm not even sure, honestly, if y'all can beat them right now in a clean 5-on-5 with, like, Galio and Fiddlesticks and Leona. I think they just have more tools than you do. So probably working around them is the better option. So, but especially, either way, especially because Nasus was top and he doesn't have teleport, and Baron is spawning at basically the same time as Dragon, I would just switch. And that's something that so many people fall for when, like, around that third Dragon or so, when Baron comes up, so many people just aren't even thinking about Baron, they're just thinking Dragon. And you can trade the Baron for the Dragon pretty easily. Yeah, I don't... What's going on here? You're just walking up with Nasus? No, there's no way you guys get this, though, right? You don't even have the jungler with you, so, like, you got to think, like, what's the plan here? You know, like, you don't have smite, so you're not going to outsmite them. It's 2v5. You know the other 3 people aren't there. You don't have a lot of poke. It's Nasus and you. So it's not like you're Xerath or something, or Nidalee. You know, just something with, like, some really good poke. So there's no way you're backing them off of that. It's going to be a 2v5, so you don't win it all in. You don't have the poke to back them off of it. And you don't have a smite to try to smite steal it. So there's no reason to be there. I mean, maybe, you know, you're thinking if you can distract them... If you can distract them and get them to chase you or something, but I just think it's just way too risky. You just got to give them that Baron. And it sucks. You should have just traded a Baron for the Dragon, but at that point, you just got to lay it down and just hope they screw up or find something else to trade. You know, maybe either you or Shyvana or something can go sneak and get this inhibitor back while they push middle. It's going to be tough either way. How many stacks does Nasus have? 360. That's not good enough. And he's on some really weak split pushing items too. I keep that gargoyle is just worthless unless it's a team fight. So I mean, maybe if you can find Fiddlesticks and pick him off first, he's gonna be like right here. He might come over this wall. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I guess you just give him the tier 2. But the problem is he's always going to have a good jump spot as they walk in. Like, he can jump over the wall here, he can jump over the wall here. You just don't have a lot of champs that can punish him for that. Like, a lot of poke champs. Or hard engage, so... If you can hear that, people going crazy out there with revving their engines and stuff. Okay, so biggest thing here is just working on like trading and becoming more comfortable with trading objectives and knowing which objectives to trade for. So you know, the big one when y'all got Baron is just push middle. As I said before, let Nasus push top. First of all, you got to get more control wards, especially against Fiddlesticks. If you have open spots, you need to always have a control ward on the map. Just at all times, you have to have a control ward against Fiddlesticks. Switching over to blue trinkets probably also a good idea, just to keep track of Fiddle. I don't think you ever switch to blue. That'll help you kind of watch some of Fiddle's spots, especially when you're trying to take a major objective. You can just, you know, scout out where he could be kind of quickly. But I think that allowing Nasus to go top, and then you guys go middle, pressure middle. If they get dragon, whatever, you get 2 towers for it. but you can't walk into them like that. You can't just say, hey, I think they're all going to be in this area, let's all just go walk and face check, especially against Fiddlesticks. But they have so many threats. Like Leona could come out of the dark at you, Shin or Galio could get like, multi-person taunts, and they're just very, very good at 5v5s. Much better than your team. So yeah, I'd be cautious with that one. So I think that was the play after the first Baron, and then just lay down the dragon. And then the second Baron opportunity, like I said before, whenever Nasus was top and he doesn't have teleport, you just have to give up that dragon. And I think that you could have traded Baron if you just pushed up middle, took the tower, put pressure on the tier 2, then they're going to have to respond to that, and they're probably going to allow you to go to dragon. If you just push up tier 2, then walk back out of vision, and then take a left instead of a right, and go get Baron instead of dragon, then I think you could have traded a Baron for a dragon and maybe pushed. If you have Baron advantage and you can keep an eye on the Fiddlesticks, you can spot him and not let him get a good ult, then you guys might be able to push in, because they don't have that great a wave clear. Right, they've got Galio has some, but in general, their wave clear is not that good. So you might actually be able to pressure them with Baroned up minions. So I think that was kind of the key, was making much better use of those 2 Barons would have been huge. And then just mechanically, I think just really practicing the buffer. Right now, just watch videos on YouTube. They'll tell you how to do it. But pretty much whenever you're going to get hit with a piece of CC, just use your E, or use your W rather, and rocket jump. Start your rocket jump right when the CC is going to hit you, and it will make you immune to the CC, and you can jump through it. And also, just stay in the back. As I said before, just keep fighting. Fight the temptation to jump forward in a team fight, unless 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt you are going to clean up everyone in that fight. Just do not go forward. Just hang out in the back. Just fire as much as you can, with your bombs, with your auto attacks, and just stay safe in the back. Because you should be able to put out a similar amount of DPS, if not more DPS, than the Senna. Now, she did have a lot of gold on you, but in general, you're going to be able to match a lot of other AD carries and sort of single target, damage per second, right? Your burst might be a little bit less, but with the bomb, with your attack speed steroid on the Q, I think you can match a lot of champions. So just hang out in the back, be safe, and just don't jump forward. And I think that was about it. Work on the CSing, as I said before. Work on the last hitting in lane, but also just look for those opportunities. If your jungler's just not farming certain stuff, like they're just leaving those golems up, is kind of common. Some junglers just won't get those. You can get those. Just push up bot lane, get your farm, and then grab those golems. You can go grab scuttles sometimes, especially early on, if you can get lane dominance in some lanes, particularly if you have a support that can break the shield on scuttle. You have like a Leona or a Maokai. Almost any support's going to have some CC they can use to break that scuttle shield. You can get the scuttle pretty quickly. So if, early on, level 3 or level 4, you can push them in, and then the 2 junglers are fighting top lane for scuttle, and bot lane's just unchecked. Like, why not just go out there and just get the scuttle in the bot lane? I don't think there was an opportunity to do that this game, because you were losing that lane early on. But I'm just saying, in general, those types of things can help you improve your CS numbers. Just getting the unfarmed camps by the jungler, pushing waves. If you have, priority, if you have domination over the enemy at a certain point, see if you can take some of their camps every now and then. Get the scuttle, get the Gromp, maybe get the Raptors, get the enemy golems. That doesn't come up very often, but usually you can grab something like a Gromp or some Raptors if you're looking for the right opportunities. So I did think it was really risky to push up, but that was the play that put you guys back in the game, was taking these 2 towers and the inhibitor down the stretch. I thought it was super risky because Fiddle could just jump over this wall and kill you anytime, but that did pay off. And maybe you had to do that because your team was so far behind and you were going to lose 5v5. So I don't know. It looked pretty suspect to me at the time, and it is a little bit of hindsight bias, but that did help your team get back into the game. So maybe, if you knew more than I did where the Fiddlesticks was, if you knew he was middle or something, and I just didn't see it, then that was a good play. As far as itemization goes, I think you're pretty much getting, the correct items. There's not a lot of wiggle room with those items. I think in the last video we talked about getting a defensive item a little bit later. Yeah, I think you do have to get the armor shred. Oh, one other thing that I mentioned. Over Infinity Edge, though, I don't know if I do it over Infinity Edge. Well, I mean, yeah, Leona does have Thornmail also. I guess. It's a tough call. It depends on which targets you're going to be hitting, but you are probably going to be attacking Leona a lot, so that probably does make some sense. Another thing that I mentioned before is just to respect the globals, right? You know, a huge part of the game where they started to snowball out of control was when the Senna got like 5 kills or something in a row, and it's just to know, hey, Shin's got his ult. You know, Nasus has no way of stopping the Shin from completing his ult, so he can just ult kind of anytime, anywhere. And then you also have the Galio ult. So it's had a really nasty team comp, but when they have these types of globals, you really have to keep track of that, and if they have teleports, you got to keep track of that. So it's a lot to keep up with, and it can suck when you see an opportunity and you know you could kill them, but then there's that global. You got to respect the global a lot of times, or at least be prepared, have a contingency plan. You know, if you're going to jump in and you've got your ult ready, then just be ready. If you see that Shen ult, or it doesn't work with Galio, but if you see the Shen ult, you can blow them back with your ult, and maybe you'll be able to get away in time if they don't flash on you or something. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much. Hope this gave you some stuff to think about in conjunction with the last video. Some good opportunities to maybe help improve the macro a little bit, work on that buffering, and a couple other things we talked about. But thanks, and have a good day. I'll see you next time. Anyone else out there that would like a coaching session, just email me at strategyprofessor@gmail.com or stop by the streams. Just $25 if you're not a channel member, $20 if you are. And thank you all very much. Have a good day. See you next time.